Spill Control Awareness Training Part 1. When working with any pesticide, it is necessary to read and understand the label and the safety data sheet. You will find the precautions, hazards, storage and disposal information which all relate to spill. There are a variety of pesticides, and each formulation poses its own risk during a spill. Concentrates and wettable powders are products you mix within a larger container with water, oil or other mixture to dilute it. Granules are ready-to-use products activated by moisture. Ready-to-use dusts are products you use directly from the manufacturer's container or put into a device used for direct application. Pre-mixed and diluted products can be ready to use, or may require additional additives to reach the desired dilution rate. Toxic vapor release products like fumigants, or solids that turn into vapor, fumigation pellets, are restricted use products and carry a danger label. Using these products may require additional training, documentation and licensing requirement. Cleanup costs. The immediate costs of cleanup and disposal can be substantial even with the smallest spills. Lost productivity, use of employees for the cleanup, loss of use of part of a building for a given time, loss of use of office space if inside. Dealing with involved agencies, fire department, agricultural department, police or highway patrol. Dealing with insurance companies and possible lawsuits is time-consuming and costly. There are other costs to consider if you have a spill. Did you harm someone with a spill? Did you damage the property? Was there a protected habitat or public area that was damaged? Were you transporting the pesticide properly? All of these can lead to litigation or fines, and even possible jail time. If you are transporting pesticides, it's your responsibility to make sure they are locked and secured. This includes any empty pesticide containers, granules, or equipment that has pesticides in or on. In this part of the program we'll review the basics of controlling a spill. Earlier we noted that you must read the label and SDS sheet. There you'll find specific procedures to clean up a pesticide spill for that product. In the event you're injured, these labels will help your coworker or emergency responder handle the spill appropriately. Having the proper PPE is essential in cleaning up a spill, whether large or small. When working with pesticides, you should have the following items: proper gloves for the pesticides you are working with or transporting, form-fitting eye protection, a proper respirator or breathing apparatus, protective clothing such as coveralls, long-sleeve shirts, socks, and pants, proper shoes or protective footwear such as rubber boot. When thinking about cleanup, it's important to carry enough material for the amount and type of pesticides you're carrying. Under 2 pounds of commercial absorbent material for pesticides can absorb up to 50 or more gallons of material. Other things to carry are plastic bags, broom, dust pan, paper towels or rags, labels and marker, liquid detergent for cleanup on hard surfaces, check SDS sheet, duct tape. All of these items will be beneficial for the cleanup process. Water is important to have on hand or to have access to. You may need it to wash the area down with soap and water. A small vacuum with HEPA filter for small dry spills and spills on carpets. A large tarp or large piece of plastic to cover spills or contain dry spills. And the most important is a shovel for digging around spills, covering spills with dirt, or digging spills that have penetrated the soil. When putting your spill together, or purchasing one, make sure it contains barricade tape, or that you're carrying orange cones. The goal of having these items is to keep people from encountering the pesticide spill area and to warn others to stay out of the area. To prevent a spill, let's look at some tips to follow prior to mixing and applying pesticides. Step 1. Always read the label prior to application. Step 2. Prepare safety equipment prior to mixing or loading and make sure it's in good working order. Step 3. Use the proper measuring devices when mixing, and clean up any small spills around the pesticide container. Step 4. Inspect your equipment tanks, hoses, spray guns, backpacks and filters for any damage. A few other things to consider if you are transporting pesticides. Be sure you are well rested so you're driving alert. If you are taking any medication that may cause drowsiness or that prohibits you from driving, refrain from applying or transporting pesticides. Get your doctor's permission to work. Your doctor may want to modify your work for your safety. Inspect your vehicle before driving. Are the tires okay? Are the fluids checked? Do your brakes work properly? In the case of rain, are your windshield wipers working correctly? These are just a few of the things you must consider. Refer to your vehicle owner's manual for more information. While driving, it's important to be alert, drive defensively and obey the traffic laws. If an accident occurs due to you not obeying traffic laws, fines and even jail time may be considered by a court. Transporting your pesticides. Keep all your pesticides in a locked and secured storage box. The items should be stored in a manner that keeps them from spilling inside your storage box. A good rule of thumb is to not transport full tanks to job sites when possible, so there's less chemical on the roadways. Mix at the job site whenever possible. Let's review a pesticide spill and some of the steps needed for the cleanup. In the following slides you see term pesticide absorbent material. There are commercial products which allow you to soak up material and later can be diluted and put back in most tanks. Read the pesticide label for more detail. If you have a leak on a tank, or if motorized equipment starts to leak, get on your PPE. Turn off the spray equipment. Release the pressure of the tank if possible. This will slow the leak. If you have located the leak and it's on a hose, crimp off the hose and seal the hole. Make a small dam around the spill to prevent runoff. Use your absorbent material and sprinkle it on the pesticide. Remember, a little goes a long way. While you're doing these things noted here, be sure not to step in the pesticide spill. When spills occur, we don't want to make things worse by allowing the pesticides to get into the storm drains or waterways. We don't want them in wells, swimming pools, rivers or lakes. We also don't want them in fish ponds or animal resting areas. This is why we dam around the spill, to stop the movement of the spill from getting into places which can cause harm or damage. As soon as you are able, call your office, manager or owners and let them know what's happening. Some spills may require notification to your agriculture department or other regulatory agency. Don't be afraid to ask for help. This is End of Spill Awareness Training Part 1.